eclipses. Describe to us, why the Jewish people have not been able to recognize Jesus and why he looks like a Gentile to them. You've got a great illustration of that. Why they can't see it so far. But
Sure.
I think a great revelation is about to come.
Well, how many of you are familiar in the book of Genesis with the story of Joseph when he gets sold into Egypt? Do you remember when his brothers, they come to him the first time? Do they recognize him? They don't recognize him at all. Why? He looks like Egyptian. Yeah. Okay. And then the second time that they came, they had to bring Benjamin with them, right? Now, if you remember, Reuben first said, I will take charge to his father Jacob of Benjamin. And he said, if I don't bring him back, you can kill my 2 sons. Jacob looked at him and said, are you nuts? If you're going to kill your own 2 sons, I ain't sure aren't going to trust mine with you. So Judah was the other son that stepped up to the plate, and he said, I will take responsibility for Benjamin, and if anything happens, I will stay in his stead, in Simeon's place. And so the second time that they went, if you remember and you look it up, you're going to find it wasn't until Judah repented that Joseph revealed himself. Messiah is waiting for Judah to repent before he reveals himself.
So basically, Judah, he still didn't know who Joseph was.
Right.
But he said, you know what? When we were younger, we had a brother, and we did this to him, and that was wrong. And then Joseph says, guess what? That was me.
Yes, exactly. He revealed himself. Now, what's important is this. Why do the Jews not realize who Yeshua is today? Is because the church has kept him in Egyptian clothing. They presented him as a Gentile. If you look at Leonardo da Vinci's picture of the Last Supper, he's got a big loaf of bread on the table for the Feast of Unleavened Bread. I mean, go figure.
Okay. Okay. So there's a loaf of Wonder Bread on the table, and Jews are going, okay, that's not connecting, that's not working. Okay, what else?
There's not lamb, there's fish.
Oh, wait a minute.
You've got daylight.
Yeah, Passover was about the lamb.
Right.
And there's fish on he painted fish. Whoops.
And it's daylight. You look at the background, you can see out the window, it's daylight. It had to be kept at night.
Oh, man. He blew it. What else?
They're in Renaissance clothing.
So, wow. Okay.
They're sitting at tables, not reclining around a triclinium. Everything about it is just wrong.
Wow. That's sick and wrong. Well, I feel like, I've been on a journey. Our church has been on a journey. A lot of believers have been on a journey. It's almost like, how come nobody told us all of this? And it's almost like archaeology, and to me, kind of like, the silly analogy, but Raiders of the Lost Ark, where you've got the archaeologists brushing away all this dirt and years of crime and getting back to the roots and just going, wow, this is incredible, look at this. So as the church is rediscovering our Jewish roots, Jesus takes on a Jewish countenance, and then the Jews are able to go, wow, and that he brings everybody together, right?
Exactly.
Awesome.
And I'd like to, if I could, just share one thing about the picture language.
Yes. Oh, yes, please.
I don't know if you realize this, but when Moses wrote the Torah, every letter was also a picture. So it had a completely another layer of meaning. Everyone here is familiar with Abba. Abba means daddy. Actually, it's daddy, like dad, daddy. Abba is daddy, Av is father. And it's like R-A-B. For them, it was the Aleph and the Beit. When Moses drew the picture of the Aleph, that letter, it was the picture of an ox. And it meant strength, leader, the first, because it's also the number 1. It's the first letter. The Beit in Hebrew is, most of you may know, house. Mm-hmm. Like Bethlehem, where he was born.
House of bread.
House of bread. The bread of life was born in the house of bread. Beit Lechem. But Beit, Moses drew the picture of a 3-room house. David drew a tent on a landscape. And so when Moses wrote the word father, he drew the picture of an ox and the picture of a house. Who's the strength of the house? Father.
Father.
But one more I'll just share, and that is this. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the name of God. Sometimes in English we write Jehovah, but in Hebrew it's Yahweh, so to speak. And it's 4 Hebrew letters: the Yod, the Hey, the letter Vav, and then another Hey. Hey in the Hebrew was like a window, and it meant to reveal. The Yod in Hebrew was a picture of a hand. The Vav was a picture of a nail. So when Moses drew God's name, it was the hand revealed, the nail revealed. That is what it looked like in the Torah.
Is that an aha moment? I mean, wow. That is awesome. That's amazing. Okay, now, tell us